Once upon a time, there was a wealthy merchant who lived in a comfortable house with his 6 children, 3 sons and 3 daughters. He was a sensible man who spared no expense on their education, hiring the finest teachers to guide each child well. His daughters were all beautiful in their own right, but the youngest was especially striking, which made the elder sisters envious. From the day she was born, everyone admired her, calling her the Little Beauty. As she grew into a radiant young woman, the nickname stuck, and it was by this name that she became known. Naturally, this deepened her older sister's envy. Between them, the older 2 daughters were proud, even haughty. Accustomed to luxury and admiration, they refused to associate with ordinary townsfolk or the daughters of other merchants. They had decided that they would only entertain proposals from dukes or earls. Every day they went to parties, balls, theater outings, and concerts. By contrast, Beauty found her joy in books. She'd settle down for hours with stories of distant lands or wisdom, and loved to sing or play the harpsichord in her spare time. Suitors were plentiful. Many well-off men offered their hearts to those 2 older sisters but were turned aside. They wanted only aristocratic matches. Beauty, for her part, politely thanked those who courted her, saying she felt too young to marry and that she preferred to stay with her father a while longer. Then misfortune struck. The merchant lost his fortune. Almost overnight, he found himself ruined. All that remained was a modest country house, far from the bustle of the city. With tears in his eyes, he told his children the truth. They would have to go live there and earn their keep. The 2 older sisters reacted in fury. They refused to leave the city. How could they give that up? They expected their lovers would stand by them, but when the money vanished, so did the attention. Their suitors, who had loved them for their beauty and ease, soon abandoned them. Locals mocked their pride and rejoiced in their downfall. Beauty, by contrast, stepped forward with compassion. She would go, she said, no matter how humble their means, she would stay by her father's side and comfort him. She cried for their loss, but resolved that grief would not change their situation. When they arrived at the countryside cottage, life changed drastically. The father and sons worked the land with dedication, while Beauty rose at dawn to clean, cook, and manage the home. Unaccustomed to such labor, she found it exhausting at first, but by the end of 2 months, her health grew stronger, even more than before. With chores done, she read books, practiced the harpsichord, sang or spun wool with gentle industry. Meanwhile, her 2 older sisters frittered away their days.
Oh, I'm so bored.
Look at her, scrubbing floors. How dull her life must be.
Tears won't bring back our fortune. I must learn to be happy without it.
Their father, however, valued Beauty more than ever. He saw that she not only possessed beauty, but kindness, humility, and extraordinary resilience. A year passed in this quiet life until one day the merchant received exciting news. A ship carrying his merchandise had finally landed safely. Hope returned.
I demand a crimson silk gown.
And I shall have ribbons and fine trinkets.
Beauty asked for something simple, a single rose, since none grew in their little valley. She didn't long for luxuries. Her father smiled at her restraint and promised to bring it back. But when he reached the city, he was mired in legal wranglings over his goods. Nothing went right.
Oh, I'm afraid this is final. There's nothing more I can do.
He returned poorer than ever. Saddened but undeterred, he resumed the journey home. A storm descended. Rain turned to snow. The wind lashed, and twice it threw him from his horse. Darkness fell, and his mind turned to wolves howling nearby and the shadow of freezing hunger. Then, through a line of trees, he saw a light beckoning. He urged his horse forward and discovered a grand palace, lit from top to bottom, yet silent. No servant came to greet him. The stable was open and its provisions plentiful. His tired horse ate gratefully while the merchant entered and found a lavish table with one place set. Though soaked and weary, he dared to help himself to some chicken and wine. And discovered a cozy bed in an upstairs chamber. Exhausted, he fell into deep sleep. When he woke late the next morning, he discovered fresh clothes laid out for him. Through the window, he saw the garden full of flowers. Full of gratitude to his invisible benefactor, he sipped chocolate and thanked Madame Fairy in whispered words. But just before he left, he remembered Beauty's wish. He stepped into the garden and plucked a single rose.
Ungrateful man! I gave you shelter, and you steal my rose? You shall die.
Please, sir. It was for my daughter, who asked for nothing else.
I cannot let you go, unless you go and bring back one of your daughters. She must come willingly and offer her life in your place. If not, you must return yourself to face me within 3 months. You may fill a chest with whatever you wish here and go with it.
Given the choice between being eaten or offering a daughter, the merchant found some small comfort in being allowed to say goodbye first. When he arrived, he told his family everything, especially Beauty, handing her the rose.
Now shall be the death of him.
Then I shall go in his place.
Her brothers insisted on going to kill the beast, but he would hear none of it. He forgave Beauty's bravery and allowed her to proceed. He kept the fortune in the chest a secret, so the family would not demand to return to town. In the morning they left. The kindly beast welcomed them.
Have you come of your own free will?
Yes.
The beast allowed her father to go home at dawn, but cautioned him never to return, and only with gratitude he agreed. Beauty, alone in the castle, wept. It was strange and frightening. She resolved to make the most of it. She began exploring the palace and found a door inscribed with her name. Inside was everything she could love. A grand bedroom, a library, a harpsichord, and a collection of books. On an open page, written in golden letters, were these lines.
Welcome, beauty. Banish fear. You are queen and mistress here. Speak your wishes, speak your will. Swift obedience meets them still.
She whispered that all she wished was to know about her father. And at that moment, a magical mirror showed her home. Her father had returned home safely. The palace provided a rich dinner and enchanting, silent concerts every evening. At supper, the beast came to join her.
Do you find me repulsive?
Yes.
He confessed he was ugly and lacking wit.
Your heart is what truly matters, not how you appear.
She found the beast kind and observant, and appreciated him for it. Every evening, the beast came, always at 9. His devotion warmed her. Yet every night he asked if she'd marry him, and every night she refused, kindly saying she valued him as a friend. Gradually, she realized she depended on his companionship, even loved it.
I wish to see my father.
You may, but promise to return in a week.
Offering a ring. If she placed it on the bedside table before sleep, she would wake at home and return the same way.
Father!
He found a trunk bursting with beautiful gowns. It had appeared as if by magic. She dressed in the simplest gown. Her sisters arrived, their husbands by their side, and envied her splendor. The eldest's husband was handsome but vain. The second's husband made cynical jokes with cruelty. Beauty's sisters cried at her happiness and plotted to keep her longer.
If she breaks her promise and stays longer, perhaps the beast will punish her.
Let's wear her down with kindness.
And when Beauty prepared to leave, their lamentation moved her to stay yet another week. Still, Beauty's heart was burdened. She loved the beast dearly and hated that he might suffer in her absence. On the 10th night, she dreamed of him dying, crippled by sorrow. She awoke, shattered.
Why have I been so cruel? I cannot live without him.
She placed the ring back on the table, went to sleep, and awoke in the beast's palace, overwhelmed with relief. That evening, she dressed in her finest gown to greet him. When the clock struck 9, he did not come. Panic rose, and she rushed through the castle distraught. She came upon the canal in the garden, where she found him faint and bleeding.
Seeing you again lets me die content.
Please do not leave me. I cannot live without you. I wish to be your companion, your wife.
Instantly, the palace erupted in radiance. Music, fireworks, shimmering lights drew Beauty's gaze, but she was transfixed by what stood before her. The beast, transformed. No longer monstrous, he stood as a handsome, noble prince.
A bewitched fairy cursed me to appear as a beast, until a woman loved me for my heart and goodness, not my looks.
You have broken the spell. Your kindness has broken the spell.
At that moment, the fairy of Beauty's dream entered with her father and the entire family, transported magically to the palace. The fairy blessed their union and announced that Beauty would be a great queen without losing her kindness. But to the two older sisters, whose envy and pride had no redemption, she pronounced a different fate, turned into statues outside their sister's palace to remain as such until they learned to admit their faults.